Sentencing for former Transport Minister S Iswaran has been adjourned to 3rd October, following his guilty plea to 5 charges. During the hearing today, Justice Vincent Hoong extended Iswaran's bail and scheduled the sentencing for 10 o'clock on 3rd October, seeking more time to deliberate on the arguments presented by both sides. The prosecution, led by Deputy Attorney General Tai Wei-shiong, called for a jail term of 6 to 7 months. Iswaran has pleaded guilty to 4 charges under Section 165 of the Penal Code, which prohibits public servants from accepting valuable items from individuals involved in transactions they oversee, and 1 charge of obstruction of justice. 30 other charges were taken into consideration for sentencing. During the hearing, the prosecution outlined the serious nature of the offences, emphasizing that Iswaran had accepted gifts while serving as Transport Minister. These gifts included 10 green room tickets to the 2017 Singapore F1 Grand Prix, valued at 42,265 Singapore dollars, and a flight on businessman Ong Beng Seng's private jet, along with related luxury accommodation and travel benefits, amounting to 20,908.03 Singapore dollars. The prosecution asked for 4 months imprisonment for the F1 tickets charge and 3 months for the private jet and luxury accommodations. Additional charges involved valuable items from David Lum, director of Lum Chang Holdings, including whiskey, wine, and a Brompton bicycle. The prosecution acknowledged no contracts between Lum's firm and the government had been affected, but sought 1 month's imprisonment for each of these charges. The most severe charge was obstruction of justice, for which the prosecution sought 2 months' imprisonment. This charge stemmed from Iswaran's efforts to obstruct an investigation by repaying 5,700 Singapore dollars for a business-class flight to Doha, linked to his dealings with Singapore GP. The prosecution recommended that the sentences for 3 charges relating to the F1 tickets, whiskey, and obstruction of justice run consecutively, totaling 7 months of imprisonment. Iswaran's lawyer, senior counsel Davinder Singh, argued for a more lenient sentence, suggesting 8 weeks of imprisonment in total. He contended that Iswaran, previously accused of corruption, chose to plead guilty after the charges were amended, removing corruption allegations. Singh emphasized that the former minister accepted responsibility for his actions, acknowledging that receiving gifts from Ong and Lum was wrong under the law, even though Iswaran had not been aware of Section 165 at the time. Singh rejected the prosecution's claims that Iswaran had abused his office, stating there was no evidence of any harm caused to government contracts or operations due to the gifts. He highlighted that Iswaran's actions did not compromise his loyalty to the government, and his friendship with the gift-givers did not justify harsher sentencing. Instead, Singh argued that Iswaran should face a sentence of no more than 1 to 5 weeks per charge, and proposed that only 3 of the charges, relating to the F1 tickets, whiskey, and obstruction, be served consecutively, resulting in a maximum of 8 weeks imprisonment. Justice Hoong noted that there have been no prior decisions under Section 165 in Singapore, complicating the sentencing process. He instructed both the prosecution and defense to refer to a similar case decided in Malaysian federal court and submit arguments by Thursday on how the sentencing in that case might influence Iswaran's case. The prosecution argued that Iswaran's actions as a senior public servant could undermine public confidence in government impartiality if left unchecked. Tai emphasized that Iswaran had repeatedly accepted gifts over a prolonged period, warning that failure to adequately punish such conduct would signal tolerance for misconduct. The defense countered, stating that no harm was done to government contracts and that charging Iswaran under Section 165 alone was a strong enough deterrent. Singh highlighted that the gifts were exchanged within the context of personal friendships and lacked premeditation, suggesting that Iswaran did not exploit his position for personal gain.